Mike's Daily Podcast.
Episode 1004. Today it is Mike Matthews broadcasting from Cafe Anyway. Well, I guess every day. It's Mike's Daily Podcast, so just about every day. Podcastro Valleymont is where we come from the last place on earth here at Cafe Anyway. Mike Matthews, and today, Chely Shoehart, Floyd the Floorman, John Deere the engineer.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
And it is the return of... Oh, we might have also Addendum with Kevin, too. And the return of a interesting...
Mike's Daily Podcast.
Drama theater feature called MASTERPOD Theater. So, when did this podcast Serial change its song? I thought it was about serial killers. Did I get something wrong? It's now about the case of Bowe Bergdahl, and it's a long, unflinching look at every horrible thing that went on. Sarah Koenig is the host, and she's
Mike's Daily Podcast.
She is right now the most popular podcaster. She has frumpy curly hair, glasses, and skin like alabaster.
Mike's
That's translucent.
Daily
A translucent form of gypsum.
Podcast.
Sarah Koenig is like a female Ira Glass. Is that why she weirdly turns me on? Gypsum. Yum. Ira Glass has the glasses too, and kind of frumpy-ish, foppish hair, I guess. I don't know. All hair to me is frumpy because I'm bald. There's a certain power of being bald. You know, you don't have to spend all that time fidgeting over your hair because it's gone. And no, I don't shine my head. I don't add oils to my skin or something. Maybe I should, but I do spend quite a bit of time making sure it's perfectly shaved. You have to... some people do that over the sink. I don't. I do that in the shower. I've mastered the use of a razor blade on my head in the shower. That sounds really weird, but you get what I mean. Lots of shaving cream gels involved. And I don't know, when you have a shaved head, you feel... It's correct to say Mr. Clean. Because you feel Mr. Clean. You are so clean. Your head. There's no lice or dirt in your hair or anything it's all bare. It's wonderful. Do I think everyone should be bald? No. I have certain respect for people with amazing hair. I respect for people that hold on to their hair even though it's gone. They've got the little ring around the head type thing of hair. That's what I would have if I let it grow. The Commander Picard thing, I'm fine with that. I think that's wonderful. You're doing good for you. That's great. Who cares? It's all shallow, nothing nonsense, isn't it? But they in the last serial, the one I was listening to on my way to work, I heard all about the Bowe Bergdahl being tortured and all that, and in his 5 years of captivity, and it's disturbing that someone would do that to someone else, you know. And so Sarah really dives in there, Sarah Koenig, and she does. Her delivery is so I guess like a best girlfriend talking to you, because she's sort of like, you know, not a very real delivery is what I'm trying to say. You can tell that's how she really is, and she's troubled by the stuff that she's telling us about, you know, and she's asking questions that we would probably ask. She does a good job. Good for her for doing that, and I'm weirdly attracted to her. Oh, look who just walked in! Speaking of being attracted. Hello, Mike Matthews. It's Chely Shoehart, the gift shop supervisor. Oh my god, what did you say? Nothing. You're not attracted to me, are you? No. Well, I mean, you've got beautiful hair. Thank you. It's curly. Thank you, I know. And it's little rivulets of curls that fall around your face. Thank you, Mike Matthews. Thank you, Mike Matthews. You got it. My name's Mike Matthews. You have to drive defensive in the Bay Area. No, I'm serious. You have to drive defensively because you are going to get freaking smashed one way. I have a lunch break at work, and I go and I take a walk. There's a lake nearby, and I go and I take a walk near the lake, and I come back, and there's this very busy intersection in Podcastro Valley Mont that I have to cross. And I was walking across the street, and all of a sudden I see a car stop, and another car not smash, not like a bad, but tapped it pretty hard, this car in the back. And it just happens all over the Bay Area. People make mistakes constantly while they're driving. They're not paying attention while they're driving. And we have all these rules. We have when I moved to the Bay Area almost 7 years ago, I could not believe all the signs I saw. Signs everywhere, sign. Maybe that's why the song was written. The guys from Five Man Electrical Band came here to the Bay Area to see and saw all these signs. I mean, every stupid law you can possibly imagine, there's a sign for here. Yet, none of them are enforced, or the ones that are enforced, they target, good people like you and me that don't deserve it, and then we end up paying a $300 ticket for some stupid thing okay. Yeah, that's a stop. I stopped. I didn't stop for 12 seconds, but I stopped. That stop sign. But people break laws constantly all over the place while they're driving. They fly through red lights. I see that a lot. I see people. The people that slow down. I mean, on a busy piece of road, they don't pull over to the side all the way to the curb, and maybe stop. No, they got to stop in traffic. They got to stop in the lane. What's that, the second lane? You count from the right side, right? So the second lane. That's why I don't do traffic for any of the radio stations. I don't know any of this stuff. People just are inconsiderate. There's so many. That's what I'm trying to say. Bay Area drivers, so inconsiderate. It's ridiculous. Now, I spoke with my ex-wife about her. She has this long commute that she does over the San Mateo Bridge every day. And she says it's interesting how people are... Oh, and yes, I do speak to my ex-wife. There was we're still friends. And maybe people should try to be more friendly. You know what I'm saying? Not try to be all, oh, that person sucks, and just never talk to them again. And that's how we are as a society, is we decide to cut off all communication. And this world is doomed to failure if we stop communicating. Oh, no, we can't talk to Iran about their... we're just going to cut them off completely. And, we won't try and do any kind of deal with them, because that's wrong. We should just not talk to them at all about their nuclear stuff. So I'm saying communication can help. I'm a communication studies major. I maybe am a little bit... I like that communication thing, even though I can't do it right now at the moment. My brain... Come on, brain. Let's work together. A little coffee to help you? Hold on. Yeah. Wow. Speaking of Sarah Koenig, she needs to start making her own coffee. Come out with her own brand. It's Sarah Koenig coffee. Sarah Koenig coffee and cereal together. It's a breakfast thing. So drive defensive in the Bay Area. We're a multicultural place here in the Bay Area. Certain cultures kind of endorse bad driving behavior, and then people aren't following rules anyway, and it's just ridiculous. So be careful when you're in the Bay Area. Be aware. Be defensive. Why are you so defensive? Because you have to be here in the Bay Area. Look who else just walked in. Oh, Mike, this is Floyd the Floorman! And this is John Deere, the engineer. Mike, so far this podcast has been very informative. I learned about something called cereal. It's the most popular podcast in the world. Oh, I get it now. Are you a defensive driver? Yes, well, I'm also a very analytical driver. So I realize that nobody uses logic on the road, so I have created an algorithm that allows me to not get hit by another car. And thus I don't ever have my insurance go up. Yeah, Mike, it's amazing! I don't know he doesn't. I love him. You love him. Okay, that's good. Hey, can you spot the best friend? The best friend is the person that texts me at 11:15 at night and says the following: if my damn old iPhone 4 would close an app for frickin' once. Ah, God. I can't. I'm hitting this button to help me get into the messages. Here we go. 11:14 at night. He texts me the following: have you ever listened to Garbage? ... The band? Of course, I don't answer my phone. I don't. I have it on silent because I'm asleep by 8 p.m. at night. I don't know, but I get up at 4 a.m. So I'd like to get at least 7 hours sleep. Thank you. Yeah, I've heard of Garbage. I've heard of Shirley Manson. Frickin', how old are you, best friend? Jeez. Garbage has been around forever. That was 20 years ago. Ugh. Maybe he was just asking me if I liked him. I like the Shirley Manson, and she's great. Don't just thunder down on me. I can't think of any Garbage song at the moment. Yeah. Hey, I can see all their videos. They had very snappy videos, didn't they? The one where she's flying around in a spaceship. Garbage. Oh. Dead. Yeah, nothing. Sorry, Shirley. Can't think of any of your songs right now, but I'm going to listen to a bunch after doing the show. Have any of you figured out health insurance yet? We've got like less than a month left of the open enrollment. It ends on January 31st. I cannot freaking figure this out. I have to pay for my own health insurance. I'm paying a lot for my own health insurance. And my health insurance told me I'm grandfathered in because I got health insurance before the whole Obamacare, and I don't know. It's really expensive. Should I cut the ties with the past, with being a grandfather or being grandfathered in or whatever that is? It doesn't make any sense. And when I saw my dentist the other day, I asked my dentist about my dental insurance, and he goes, "Oh, you can't figure it out. Don't even worry about it." Oh, back to texting. Texting etiquette. Hey, if I text you, and you text me, and you text... if I text you in a whole sentence, something like, "Hey, what are you doing this weekend?" And you text me back, "Corn," is that proper text-etiquette? Text-etiquette. Okay, a couple news things real quick. Natalie Cole, she passed away. They found the cause of death due to heart failure, which was caused by a lung disease, idiopathic pulmonary arterial rare lung disease is what it was. And, you know, her father passed away from lung cancer when she was 15. Of course, that was Nat King Cole. Emma Stone might be playing Cruella de Vil. I was just talking about Cruella de Vil and how I found Cruella de Vil oddly attractive at my age. And now Emma Stone might be playing her in a remake of 101 Dalmatians, an Origins movie focused on the villain, Cruella de Vil. Oh, gosh. And I was just talking about our 1001 episode. And Bill Gothard, the guy who is the counseling minister for TLC's Duggar Family, which I once saw the Duggar Family when I was at Disneyland. This was over 10 years ago. I was at Disneyland with my ex-wife, and she's like, "Oh my gosh, look, there's the Duggar Family." And I'm like, "The who?" And she's like, "That family with a bunch of kids. They just can't stop having kids." And they walk by in their odd, interesting outfits. Anyway, this 81-year-old Bill Gothard, 10 women. There's a lawsuit against him accusing him of sexual assault. And he's the guy that tells women that they have their specific role of having large families, homeschooling, have to memorize a bunch of Bible verses. Yeah. I memorized a bunch of Bible verses when I was a kid because I went to a Baptist elementary kindergarten school, and they made us memorize Bible verses. Do I remember any of them? Something about... Nope. Wait. If you say the first couple of lines, maybe I'll remember them. but that's long ago. Oh. Hey, what we're going to do now is do MasterPod Theater. The podcast players have put together a little production I can't wait to see. For the wages of sin are death. I don't know. And then the podcast picture and all the cool podcast things you can find at mikesdailypodcast.com, which for some reason you can't find on Bing. I don't know why Bing has decided not to bring up Mike's Daily Podcast when you type it in the search bar. The website anyway. Anyway, you can go there, Cafe Anyway, and see all the stuff of my blog. I got a link to Amazon. If you want to purchase anything through Amazon, go through the link, and that helps us out. And you can find all the other cool places you can listen to the show. We're all over the internet, all kinds of different, like Stitcher, TuneIn, YouTube, you name it. We're there, and all the places that you can catch us are there at mikesdailypodcast.com. And there's a PayPal, too, if you want to help us out through that. And become an inglorious Mike's Daily Podcaster and get a special greeting from all of the Cafe Anyway characters. And now,
Mike's Daily Podcast MasterPod Theater.
And now, the podcast players present MasterPod Theater. Hello, this is Valentino, the parking attendant, and this is the Valentino monologues. I got nothing to say. Valentino just left the stage, and taking the stage now is Chely Shoehart. Her flowing rivulets of red hair. She takes the stage in her little onesie leotard, and she is now speaking.
I'm like really young and stuff, and this is my tribute to middle-aged women. Oh, middle-aged woman with your round body and your hair ever so thinning. I wish to be you in a world that would accept me. 'Cause everyone is so focused on being thin, on being beautiful. I want to be you. I don't want to be that baby giraffe, Taylor Swift. I want to be round, circular, oval, egg. Thank you.
Thank you, Chely. Woo! And now it's time for Addendum with Kevin.
Addendum with Kevin.
Woo! How's it going, everybody?
There's Kevin, everybody. Kevin, it's been a while since you've been on the show.
It's been like a month. It's been a while.
I'm going to bring your mic up.
Hi, check. Hey, how's it going?
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah, it's been like a month since I've got to be here.
Hey, what's going on?
Well, I've been sick. There have been holidays. Sick.
Oh, man. What is it, like a bronchial thing?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I just had bronchitis.
Oh,
it's
God.
Kinda just still kicking around. Like, the rest of me's clear, but I don't sound right. And I just, it's really early for me to be here at Cafe Anyway. and when I get to Cafe Anyway and I sign in, Cafe Anyway, it says, "Are you sure you want to sign in?" I go, "Am I really sure? I really sure?"
We're glad you said you are sure.
I am. Well, I need to get paid, so. I mean, not that I get paid here at Cafe Anyway. I just like the quality coffee they have here.
Yeah, let's have a sip of our coffee. Coffee talk. That's it. How'd you like Chely's monologue?
It was beautiful. I thought it was an excellent ode to, like you said, middle-aged women. You know, when you're so tired of being viewed just for being beautiful and pretty and sweet, it's nice to see that woman who's accepted her varicose veins and her body that has not accepted the slim fast diet. It's nice to see that, you know.
I'm tired of the
beautiful.
How does Marie Osmond look so good?
I don't know.
She's way past our age.
Drinks the blood of virgins, I guess. And that's the only thing I could, because I saw her on, like, yeah, I know, go and yell at me, like the Home Shopping Network, and she's on there like pimping whatever kind of garbage she came up with. It's a bangle bracelet, but it's got a light on it. Isn't that sweet, everybody? You can find your keys in your purse at night. Whatever, sure. And she's like killing it. I mean, she's killing it, and her frame's crazy. I'm like, what? How You're older than my mom. I'm 31. You're older than my mom. How are you doing this?
What causes the varicose veins?
I don't know.
It just sort of... Is it because women's skin is so fine, like alabaster, that the veins find their way up, and that's what happens?
I don't know. I should look that up.
Because men, we have the hair, so we can kind of cover up the veins, because, we can just... But I'm a hairy guy.
But we do have... I'm sorry to say I know this. You know what happens when you get a varicose vein in your... south of the border, equator.
He's motioning with his hand down there.
His butt. That's a hemorrhoid, actually.
Oh, really, yes. Dr. Kevin? Thank you.
The doctor will see you now.
Oh, dang, the body's strange.
I know, really? You had to sabotage me that way?
So have you done anything to, like, are you taking more vitamin C or something to help with your...
I'm drinking more beer.
Is there vitamin C in beer?
No. There's a little bit of protein in beer, just a trace amount. I think there's like vitamin D or like there was one vitamin, and basically it's like so little it's not even worth mentioning. Like you could eat like one slice, like I don't know, like 2 beans probably has more protein in it than a whole gallon of beer.
Drink beer. There's no vitamin C.
Pretty much none. I wonder if hops have any. I should look that up.
Yeah, hops is sort of this vegetable of some kind.
Exactly. And they're kind of astringent, like vitamin C would be. You know, ascorbic acid has a certain flavor to it.
I don't mean to do a plug for 21st Amendment because they're not giving me any money per se.
That is true.
But your beer is so damn good.
Thank you, sir.
That porter, was it a porter I had the other day?
You had the He Said Baltic style porter.
Why can't I freaking remember that name?
It takes a while. It's kind of a mouthful. It's a mouthful.
I'm writing that down. He Said Baltic Porter.
Yes.
That was so good.
I like that one a lot.
I'm glad I stopped by last Saturday at 3 o'clock or whatever.
Fun.
Yeah, and then I had to go to work.
Yeah, and I was still kind of vaguely jealous of all the attention that you and Basil get.
That redhead was amazing.
Yeah, that was killing.
It wasn't you, Chely Shoehart.
I know I wasn't there. Hi, Kevin.
Hi, Chely. How you doing, girl?
You liked my monologue?
I did. I loved it. With your rivulets of cascading red hair.
I have rivulets of cascading hair. I don't know what that is. What I do is I put my hair in a conditioner.
Oh.
In an air conditioner. I'm just kidding. Haha, I make jokes.
It's very funny, Chely. You are pretty and funny.
I'm going to write another monologue soon. I think I'll do it about middle-aged men.
Oh boy. This is going to get ugly.
I will write about what I notice and I observe about them.
Okay.
Maybe I'll ask Mike Matthews a bunch of questions.
That's fine, Chely, whenever.
Okay. You're creepy. Bye.
What? I'm not creepy.
She said she's thinking about middle-aged men. That just happens.
Oh, that's good. It's gonna transpire.
Yeah.
So the beer was really good. There was a cute redhead that came over, and
there's a number of them. They all just gravitate towards Basil and his cute droopy face and his slobberiness, and it's unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Then I put the reindeer antlers on his head.
Oh yeah, that worked like crazy.
That was a podcast picture. And that was, very
beneficial.
But I can't harness. I can harness the dog, but I can't harness.
Yeah, I was like, he's wearing one.
I can't harness the energy of the beautiful women. I don't know. They look at me and go, bye. I don't know what it is. It just doesn't work.
You mean everybody else.
Kevin, that's all I can say, really, about that.
It's quite an exercise in futility at a certain point. It's sort of like being in an aquarium. I want to reach out and grab it, but there's glass there. Damn it.
Damn glass. Well, and then these women go to their boyfriend who's like some, tatted up a-hole.
With his Fox Racing shirt on. he drives like, a Mazda. Yeah, I've got race car stuff everywhere, and yeah, I have Fox Racing. Take my Mazda down to the sand dunes. Mm-hmm. No, you don't. You bought that at the mall. You bought that at Southland, even worse.
Have you been to Southland Mall?
I have.
There's a barbecue place there now.
Is there now?
Yeah. I have to go. It's not in the mall, but it's in the parking lot.
Okay. What?
Famous Dave's.
Oh, they have a Famous Dave's there? I've heard a lot
That's
about
a chain, huh?
Yeah.
I wonder if that's any good.
I've heard it's good, but I don't know. I'll be the judge of that. I barbecue a lot.
Yeah. You're a barbecuer. You are a beer man. You have...
I know what I like.
You have shotguns in a proper context that was involved with the headphones on the head and, a facility that takes gun shooting with targets and such.
Yes.
Not people.
No. Well, sometimes.
But, yeah, you can make a pipe. No, wait, you can't do that.
Not yet. Wait, can we edit this out? F8.
F8. No, but Kevin is a very resourceful guy that can make great beer.
Thank you.
And barbecue.
I know what I like, and I work towards it. I have 5 barbecues. I practice a lot.
5 barbecues? I remember you mentioned you had an egg.
I have
the egg.
Technically 3 of those. One of them's broken, but I can kind of hobble it together if I need to.
That's that big ceramic barbecue thing.
Yeah, we got 3 of those.
Why are you single? Women, you should be eating this up.
Literally, eating and drinking this up.
Eating up Kevin. Addendum with Kevin. Speaking of another man's man, Sam Elliott, the narrator of The Big Lebowski.
Dodge trucks, yeah.
And he was the beef. It's what's for dinner. Did you ever see that Parks and Rec? I just caught it the other day.
Of course, yeah.
Where he's what is he? Dan Onof's? Who's the one with the mustache?
Oh, Nick Offerman, who plays Ron Swanson, my spirit animal. I love Ron Swanson.
Ron Swanson. I think he plays his dad.
No, he plays the Eagleton is the snotty city next door, and he plays Ron's position, which is like overseer of the Parks and Rec department for Eagleton. That's why.
Oh my God.
I'm a yoga nut.
Yes.
It's very funny.
Okay, for every bad thing I've ever said about Parks and Rec, I love Parks and Rec now.
Why would you say bad things about Parks and Rec?
Amy Poehler.
It's one of the funniest shows I've ever seen. Consistently funny.
I do not like the talking to the camera crap. That's so office
type stuff.
Yeah. And Modern Family, it annoys me, and I'm just getting I know that's the format, and well, it killed them because Parks and Rec's over now.
Yeah.
But I think partly that ended because all those stars had gotten so big.
Yeah.
And they were like, we got other projects. We got to go.
Aubrey Plaza is now doing stuff with Robert De Niro.
Oh, God.
Amy Poehler's always been famous. Nick Offerman is now a cult figure with T-shirts. I know because I own one. It has his face on it. Adam Scott is now doing The Krampus, which is a movie that came out. So, yeah, they've all got stuff to do now.
Yeah. And Amy Poehler's got Sisters with Tina Fey.
Yes.
So, I guess what I'm saying is Sam Elliott playing that character, and at one point he talks about beef, like, we eat entirely too much beef. Yeah, he was the voice that used to be, I guess now used to be, beef, it's what's for dinner.
I'm sure it was meant to be a bit tongue-in-cheek.
Yeah. I love all the inside jokes. Oh, and then the Dan Castaneda.
Oh, my God, yes.
The voice of Homer doing the NPR guy. Saying to Amy Poehler,
thoughts for your thoughts for thoughts. And thing is, Mike and I have radio jobs. The thing is, we've all been to that station and met that guy. Oh, hello, Mr., I don't know, Maple, how are you? I'm doing wonderful. I was just listening to some great licks by, Herbert Headphones or Sawdust Willie Jackson from 1952. They were, I played it back on my circular phonograph. Like, it's been around for over 50 years. Have you just discovering it now? Oh, I've heard it millions of times, but it just gets better every time. Why are you whispering? We're in an office environment.
If you whisper into the microphone, it makes your voice sound more rich and deep.
Yes.
And so I was talking about Sarah Koenig earlier in the podcast. She's on the Serial podcast, which ties to Ira Glass. And Ira Glass is not. Ira Glass doesn't. He kind of just he talks really quickly and just
quick bursts.
Quick bursts of that's what it is. Quick bursts.
It's quick bursts. I'd like to welcome you to my show.
Most popular podcasts of all time. These podcasts, but. I don't listen to NPR anymore. I listen to the NPR hourly podcast at the top of the hour.
Yeah.
But I found this other thing that's a great news tool. Time magazine has people that read some of their articles, like condensed versions of the articles, and they'll say, like, Beyonce is going to be at the Super Bowl this year. And they read stuff, but some of it, like, they go into depth about the North Korea atom bomb, hydrogen bomb thing and hoax or whatever that was. And
do they have that big newscaster voice?
One guy's got a big newscaster voice. Then there's a woman and this other guy. So, I don't know. The big newscaster guy. Oh. I don't like that big newscaster voice.
Nothing makes me happier than some... I want to say middle-aged man who knows nothing about pop culture with a big announcer voice reading news. He has no idea what it's about. Miley Cyrus has been on the news today for a vulgar display of nudity at the Missouri State Fair. She was using a prosthetic phallic device and waving it around, and at one point inserting it into part of her. More at 7. Like, why?
What did the guy? Yeah, they don't know anything about Miley Cyrus. I know that she's a former Disney star.
Yeah, former is the key word there. And completely went off the rails.
But really, what happened after Wrecking Ball? It kind of and the other song, We're Gonna Dance Tonight or whatever.
I know.
We Just Want to Party.
Party in the USA was a huge hit.
Huge
for her.
hit.
It was very catchy. And then I don't know what exactly happened. I guess enough wasn't enough. And if you dial it up to 10 and that's good, dial it up to 35 and things go really nuts.
And I know this has been said before, but do you see a similarity between her and Justin Bieber when you put their faces next to each other and the short hair? They kind of had that same face.
Yes, I believe on the roast of Justin Bieber, they're saying people constantly look at Justin Bieber and they point and they say, look at him. And usually it's a reference from a lesbian telling the guy at Supercuts how she wants her haircut.
Yes. I want the Bieber.
Yes, I'd like that, please.
I was discussing hair earlier on the podcast.
Yeah.
And how I don't mind not having it, because I would not know what to do with it.
Really?
I'm like, done. It's like a old thought long ago. Like, I don't think about Land of the Lost much anymore. Although that movie was kind of funny with Will Ferrell.
For me, it's kind of like an old car. It breaks down every day, but I still get out there and I go, no, if I just replace this alternator, it'll work. This alternator or this fuel pump, I'm sure it'll run for another 120,000 miles. And it doesn't. I just lie to myself.
I think that you should, baldness is power, my friend.
It is. I don't know. Remember about a month ago, I just told the lady at Supercuts, like, I just need like a 1/16 of an inch of hair. Like, that was me lying to myself that I don't shave it. Like, that's what I did. Oh, no, I don't want it shaved. I'll take a number, a half all the way around with the clippers. Sounds good.
Some people we work with that have a lot of hair. They have a lot of hair.
Yeah. There's a man who's about 10 years older than my father and has hair like Elvis. And it's just not fair.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I wonder... Do you think women put a lot of stock in hair? Do they look at hair and go...
I don't know. You know what's honest? The Taylor Swift song, the fella over there with the hella good hair. And I was like, that just like deflated my whole week. I'm like, so it's true. But then I'm like, to be fair, most girls I've ever dated, like, stop worrying about it. It's fine.
Yeah.
Just leave it alone. Let it go.
You know what? Quite frankly, I don't care for Taylor Swift's hair.
Really?
I don't like that she straightened it out and made it all like this fashionable French couture, whatever haircut she's got. I liked her big, crazy curls when she was younger.
I don't remember that, but okay.
I was going way back.
Yeah.
Way back, I guess. So who is she to talk about hair?
Yeah, I know.
Frickin'. Does she write her songs anymore?
I don't think she hasn't written her songs for the last 8-10 years, or however long she's been out.
Does Katy Perry write her songs now?
I don't know. Well, I know. I think she writes some of them, but she doesn't write all of them. I remember because there was another girl who did write Katy Perry songs who tried to release her own album, and it flopped horribly.
Oh.
She had a song called American Girl, and it was very catchy, but nobody
played it.
And like, because we get the audio samples, the record companies keep pushing it. It came out, and I listened to it, and I thought it was catchy, and no one else did.
Huh.
Like, wow, that sucks. So you can write other people's songs, and they're going to go, quadruple platinum. You write it, and it goes aluminum foil.
Jar of Hearts by Christina Perry. Oh my God, that song. And the only one worse than that is that Say Something I'm Giving Up on You by A Great Big World.
What's funny is if you buy that album on the CD, it actually comes with the razor blade to slit your wrist in the dark.
Kevin, as well, we love you.
Thank you.
That made no sense.
But because it was so sad and it kind of...
No. What I said made no sense.
No.
Because I put the subject in front of the predicate. I don't know. Did I say that right?
I don't know. I did really good in English. I have no idea what's going on.
But you're funny, as always.
Thank you.
And I got a lot of advice from you on today's show.
None of it will be good.
Is there something I can make with hamburger, like tonight?
Oh, yeah.
Hamburger meat?
Let's see. Oh, hamburger meat? Let's see.
If I
Pause here. You can make hamburgers, of course. You can make hamburger helper. What's really good but will kill you? You take hamburger helper and macaroni and cheese and you put them together and you have like 3 days worth of food. And it is awesome. It is awesome. It is so delicious. You get mac and cheese, which everyone loves savory, and it's kind of spicy from the hamburger helper. It's really well seasoned, like tacos, and it is awesome.
Oh my gosh.
If you really just say, I don't really want to live that long, you put it on a hot dog and you just save yourself the trouble, take your pants off. That belt's not going to help nothing. It's going to cut off your circulation in about 20 minutes.
Alton Brown would love that recipe.
He would. He's a Southern man.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. What's more Southern than that? Putting two fatty things together? Come on now.
Whom you met, as you described in a previous podcast.
Yes.
Kevin, I'm so glad I asked you that question.
It was very cool. I still don't believe that happened to me. Out of all those people, that he had to point at me. All right.
Quick recap: Kevin went to a Alton Brown concert. Alton Brown does concerts. Alton Brown from the Food Network, and he somehow got pulled up on stage. Listen to a past. Type in the search bar "Addendum with Kevin" and you'll find that story.
It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, on Mike'sDailyPodcast.com.
Yeah.
Why doesn't Bing show Mike'sDailyPodcast.com when you type in the search bar?
Because it's Bing.
Damn Bing. But Google will.
YouTube will, too.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. That's how I listen to your podcast. I sit in front of the TV and I turn on my Nintendo Wii and I go on YouTube and I look it up and then it pops up. They're not in any particular order, which is kind of a pain. But it's kind of cool, and I can just sit there and listen to it over the surround sound and sit on the sofa with my beer.
Do you know what? Here's a little secret between you, me, and the podcast listener. Mm-hmm. I have 2 YouTube accounts.
Do you?
However, one of them, I have to make the YouTube video using my Windows Film Movie Maker thing, and it takes forever. So that's why some podcasts, like I'm just finally getting, I think I'm 3 podcasts behind on YouTube. It just takes forever.
I don't know how you do that. I made a video for one of the clients we have at the radio station. It was just 45 minutes of audio with a picture of him. That was like 3 hours of rendering.
Oh my gosh.
Like, no, this should not be this hard. And I have a pretty speedy computer. don't know why this is a problem.
Wonderful addendum with Kevin. I'm glad that you got to catch some of our MasterPod Theater with the podcast players. They were very happy to perform for you. Next show, and the Valentino monologues. Next show, we're going to have the much-loved news segment, Do You Know Dat, where we find out little interesting facts. Do you know dat?
Like, no.
So we'll tell you something you didn't know. And Benita, the Disgruntled Fiddle Player, and the Brewmaster will come by.
Ah, yeah.
Have a great weekend.
Thank you.
And here's today's podcast picture.
As we go outside a cafe anyway, the podcast picture is a Pilar Point Bluff near Half Moon Bay, the Half Moon Bay Marina. And I was there with Basil the Boxer. I was looking out into the ocean, the Pacific Ocean from this point. And they also call it Mavericks around there. Named after a dog that was named Maverick. He was a German Shepherd, and he was owned by a surfer. And the surfer was going out to go surfing, and the dog kept going out to try and meet him in the waves. And the dog was having a great time, and the surfer was worried about him, worried about Maverick. So he tied him up to the shore and then went back and surfed, but the waves were crap. So the joke was that Maverick was the only one that had a great day that day because the surfing was so bad, but Maverick had a good time. So they named the point Mavericks. And also, I don't know why it's called Pilar Point Bluff, named after Pilar. I don't know who Pilar was. But you can see that picture now at mikesdailypodcast.com and that amazing sunset that we saw that day.
Mike's Daily Podcast is written and produced and performed by Mike Matthews. His podcast is super easy to find. Download or listen to his show and read his blog at mikesdailypodcast.com. Email Mike now at mikesdailypodcast@gmail.com. See you tomorrow. Bye!